Well, good Saturday afternoon. This is Reverend Phil Anderson here, pastor of Oakland United Methodist Church and Kansas Avenue United Methodist Church right here in the capital city of Topeka, Kansas. Hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful afternoon here in Topeka, about 75 degrees and just a gorgeous day. Hope you're out enjoying it. Wanted to remind you that we'll be continuing our sermon series starting again tomorrow on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Christians. This is a series now. We'll be in our 4th week. We talked about the attributes of forgiveness, thankfulness, and restfulness the last 3 weeks. Tomorrow we're going to talk about an attribute that I believe really is the key to our Christian life. If any of those others aren't important, but of course they are, I believe this one might end up being the most important just because some of the things I feel like the Lord has told me and revealed to me this week, and that is the topic of contentment. So we're going to talk tomorrow about being called to contentment as Christians. Now, we know a lot of verses in the Bible talk about contentment, which is a great thing to have all the way from the Old Testament clear through the New Testament. You know, the Apostle Paul said he's learned to be content in whatever the situation he's in. And I pray that'll be our story as well. I wanted to talk about this, though, as we prepare for tomorrow, and that is, why are we discontent, and what is the problem of being discontent? And I believe it really has far-reaching implications in our life. And one of those is, I believe that being discontent is really one of the real reasons for us to disobey God. It's the reason we take our eyes off of Him and try to take things into our own hand. And we're going to talk tomorrow about just going into that very first story in Genesis where Adam and Eve absolutely made a mistake, where they did not just trust God, they took matters into their own hand. And as a result of that, sin entered the world, and with sin came death and all these problems that we see. And it's all a result of sin. However, I wanted to go a little deeper than that and just to say, hey, why did Adam and Eve actually sin to begin with? And I have some thoughts I'll share with you tomorrow, but I believe a lot of it has to do with it's the tendency, I guess you could say, for us to be discontent. We seem like we're okay on the surface, and then we start looking around seeing what everybody else has or what we think we need to be satisfied. And then we realize when we go after that, it just absolutely kind of blows up in our face. So I want you to tune in tomorrow if you can with our sermon on YouTube, on Facebook Live. But if you can possibly make it, I'd love to see you in the house tomorrow. So 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, we'll talk again about the challenge to commitment. That's going to be at 9:30 a.m. Sunday at Oakland United Methodist Church, Northeast Sardu and Chester here in Topeka. And then at 11 a.m. we will have our service at Kansas Avenue United Methodist Church, 1029 North Kansas Avenue in the Noto Arts District here in North Topeka. Hey, I hope to see you then. Hope you're doing great. God bless you. And thanks again for joining me today.